the next session, and it is on private-public participation in higher education. And we have eminent speakers in the hall, and I request to please come on stage. I'll start with Dr. M.K. Abdul Khader, Vice Chancellor of Kannur University, Kerala. A round of applause for our speakers of the last session of this first day of Jnana Sangam. And Mr. A. Sivukamurthy, Director of Mahindra Institute of Technology. Sir, we welcome you on stage with a round of applause. I request all of them to please join us in the hall for this last session. Whoever is around the exhibition area also, please join us in the hall. I also request Shri H.U. Talwar, Director of Technical Education, Government of Karnataka, to please join us on stage. Do we have Mr. Talwar here? Okay. Then I invite Mr. B.S. Ponmudiraj, Deputy Advisor of NAAC Bangalore. Do we have the speaker from NAAC Bangalore here in the hall? Okay. Okay, a round of applause. We could find him. Thank you, sir. I request the management team to pull out the chairs, the extra chairs. And do we have Dr. Srinivas, Academic Officer, Commissionerate of College Education, Government of Andhra Pradesh? I think he has left the venue. Okay. I request my team to please pull away the chairs, the extra chairs on stage. Yeah, and one more speaker we have, Dr. Malayendu Saha, Vice Chancellor of Kalyani University, West Bengal. A round of applause for Mr. Saha, please. So, sir, I'll request all of you to keep it 5 minutes, your address, so that we can open the questions for audience. I request Dr. M.K. Abdul Khader, Vice Chancellor of Kannur University, Kerala, for the address. A round of applause for him, please.
A very good evening to all of you, especially those who have been kind enough to be present during the last session of the day. You really need our thanks and applause for being so kind, because almost all of them have left and we are the only 3-4 speakers left here. I think the number of audience is lesser than sometimes. It happens to be so, but fortunately it is not so right now. I can really be thankful to you by making my speech short and crisp. I don't have the power to present PowerPoint here because if I use my PowerPoint, I don't know how you would respond to me, so I'll make it as short as I can. See, the topic is PPP, Private-Public Participation in Higher Education. The very seminar, the very symposium, or the very convention, in fact, being organized here, justifies the relevance of PPP, or Private-Public Participation. Because we all know that, see, in India, the contribution of higher education in nation building, it used to be in its lion size. In fact, especially after independence in India, the higher education scenario, or the contribution of higher education, have been very large. And the economic growth and the social development can be supported only with higher education, and despite this, it has continued to face tougher challenges in terms of spending and quality of education. I'm trying to make it as short as I can. So, equity in higher education has been the biggest challenge. And we know that lack of or paucity of fund in the field of higher education has been, it continues to be the biggest paucity of the challenge to higher education. So money is a big problem. Fund or finance is going to be a big problem. So how it is to be balanced? The balance could be made only in terms of the participation of private sector in the field of higher education. I'm trying to cut almost all the, I have already prepared a paper, and that paper I'm going to skip. All right. So, over a period of time in the past, the public sector has been instrumental in supplementing higher education. But now, since I've witnessed, or we have almost all of us have witnessed, the private sector have been instrumental in most of the innovations and most of the innovative contributions in the field of higher education. And again, in order to support the demand, the increase in demand in the field of higher education, the self-financing colleges, it increased from 9,000 in 1995 to 40,000 in 2015. And it is increasing day by day. And the expansion of private participation is increasingly turning them into markets with the capacity to increase the efficiency and educational quality. Now we know that students, they have options, they have choice. We cannot blame them for going to foreign countries and into higher education scenario, which are blooming in Western countries, especially in America and England. And when they walk out to other countries, we cannot blame them. They are ready to mark one more mile for getting quality education in foreign countries. And we know that more than 86% of the students who go to foreign countries, especially to US, they do not return to their home immediately following their graduation. And we call it brain drain, and it needs to be reversed for a brain gain for our homeland. In Kerala, we have got a successful model, like the government, they have come up with the 50:50 ratio. That means 50% of the seats for government and 50% of the seats in the colleges and universities for the private sector. And this has, in fact, contributed much to the field of higher education, and we can set it as a model. So I think private-public partnership can act as a catalyst here to fulfill the dreams of our country, so that our higher education scenario can be blooming in times to come. I just read out only the 5% of the paper which I've prepared here. And you'll be happy with me because you have no idea about what I'm going to say. But still, I'm very happy that I've been very reasonable and was helpful in setting an example for my speakers who are yet to come. Thank you a lot.
Now I invite Dr. I think I'll invite Dr. Malayendu Saha, Vice Chancellor of Kalyani University, West Bengal.
Good evening, everybody. I'm not the last person. Two persons have been there, and I want to be very, very specific. Actually, I have worked for the University of Calcutta for the last 21 years. And after working there, I have been given the responsibility to act as the Vice Chairman of the West Bengal State Council of Higher Education. And I have recently joined as the Vice Chancellor of one of the universities in West Bengal. It is Kalyani University, which is ranked 43rd in the NIA for which has been recently been launched. I am very much privileged to hear a number of eminent speakers. The most important thing is that I am the odd man out. I am from an university which has got some affiliating university which has got 48 colleges, undergraduate colleges. We have got in the university around 34 departments are there, centers are being there, B.Ed colleges are there, around 68 B.Ed colleges are being there. But what my intention is that in the case of the higher education, as I am being associated with the RUSA for the last few years, I have found that the 4 E's are very much common. First of all, the equity, then excellence, expansion, excellence, and employability. Now, if you go for the equity, we have to give, because the most important consideration today that has been asked, that in case of GER, we have been lagging much, much behind. So what is to be done? If you want to go for increasing the number of participation among the students who are, among the people who have been belonging to the 18 to 23 years, in that case, we should be very much conscious. And in those circumstances, we have to go for giving more and more accommodation from the different parts of the society. So in that case, our state has been doing fantastically well. We have got a 17% of the reservation for the OBC classes. And we are getting more and more students. And we are going for expansion as well. In the case of the expansion, we have got what we are talking about the present the topic, that is public-private partnership. We have got the private universities are being there. We have got government-aided universities are being there. So in that circumstances, we are also going for this excellence and employability. But if I raise the particular question, there is a dichotomy. If you go for the access, and if you go for the equity, and in that case, if you go for the quality, how to manage this? Because the number of speakers who are being here, they are representing some private universities as well as some of the institutions, leading institutions are being there. I think what I have said, I am the odd man out, where an university which is rurally based, and under the university we have got number of affiliated colleges. And as the affiliated colleges are from the rural base, so do you think that we do proper justice to them? And if you do not do justice, because it is the scenario not only in West Bengal, in all the states of our country. So we should look forward how to give more and more accessibility to those privileged students. Because if we talk about ICT, introduction of ICT, my university is doing fantastically well because a Wi-Fi culture has been there. But if you want to go for giving them, because the students used to stay for 7 to 8 hours, but what would happen when they return home? Most of the students are from financially not very strong. They do not have the affordability to purchase computers. They do not have this Wi-Fi connectivity. So if they want to expand their knowledge base, is it possible to restrict themselves with the college, with the university campus of the colleges? So these are the big questions, because if you do not go for these, looking more and more importance of those students, how to go for more and more accessibility and better GER for the country. Another thing that is very, very important with the private universities, you can be able to restrict your students in respect to the attendance. But what would happen? It is also a very big question. What would happen? You cannot be able to regulate your students. You cannot be able to regulate your teachers as well. I am sorry to say, although I have been associated with the higher education for the number of years, but I find that for the teachers, we are also guilty. We are also that we are not have that ability. I am sorry to say that may not be in sometimes. We are not very good enough to go for restricting our students within these 4 walls. So how to go for changing the mindset? That is also very, very important. One of the speakers are talking about university. University, it should not be there restricted for only teaching, but an university is known for the high quality of research that is been going on. But most of the teachers, because I have heard about ICFI University or person concerned there, they are giving the financial benefit. It has also been applicable to the IIM Calcutta as well. But is it possible for our university to provide this financial grant to my teachers who are being given the best of the papers in different publications and all that. Although my university is doing their best to give financial assistance to them, but that is also a big question. Because the funding is very, very important. How to go for arranging the funds, how to go for giving the funds to my students. So these are the some of the issues which should be raised, because the number of persons are being there. Because if I've been given the opportunity to speak before the house, full house, I have the opportunity to raise these kinds of situations. Then what would happen? And I also request the organizers to accommodate more and more colleges, more and more universities which have got these affiliating colleges. And what are the situations are being there, and how to accommodate, because the GER is a very, very important issue. If you go for expansion, if you go for taking India in a much higher dimension, because there is difference between the quality of the students. So in that case, I think the next submission, next seminars would be that we have more and more participation of those universities which more affiliating colleges. So I am thankful to organizers for giving me the opportunity to speak something on these various topics. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. We look forward for more such participation in our next conferences. And now I invite Mr. A. Sevukamurthy, Director of Mahindra Institute of Technology. Round of applause for the speaker, please.
I think last session I should say Bharat Mata Ki Jai and wind up the session. That's the right spirit. Very good evening, respected dignitaries and audience. See, the title is Support from Public and Private for the Higher Education. To be honest, the support base is drastically going down. Last year in Tamil Nadu, in Anna University, there was 1 lakh seats were empty in the university level. And the another data is out of 2 lakh seats occupied by the students, only 10 to 20% only is eligible for getting a job, employable. That is the situation. I just remember from 2000 to 2010, the colleges were coming up like mushrooms all over India. And recruitment was happening like anything in even tier 2 and tier 3 colleges, 400, 500 like that. So the middle class families started to come into engineering colleges from 2000 to 2010 onwards. There was no entrance exams. Anybody can get in because jobs were available. Many colleges were getting jobs with only the academic percentage. If somebody is having 80%, they will skip the aptitude test, only GD, and in the HR round they will be asked, what do you know about the company, why you want to join my company, their job is assured. This is what has happened with the top 8 bulk recruiters have done this show from 2000 to 2010. But suddenly from 2011 onwards they have put a great filter. That filter is in academic, aptitude, communication and technical and overall personality. Then what has happened after 2014? Only the top engineering colleges of India is getting placement, employability, and the rest of the colleges are only inviting companies and not allowed to place their students. I belongs to tier 3 place. I am not from any top 50 colleges. I am from Mahindra Engineering College from Salem. We are in Tiruchengood, a village. We are having 5 engineering colleges. There everything is a challenge. Students are challenged because mostly they are coming from middle class families. Parents are also. And the challenge is in communication in all 4 levels, personality development. So what we thought is, we went to the classrooms and we have classified each classroom, only 10 to 20 students we have selected. We have got a module, we started working with them, and slowly we started placing 300 to 400 students in a year. In the beginning of the year, we announced them, companies will not come to college. You have to go to company premises. That's a model. And we have given the responsibility to the students. They have to present themselves to the corporate. They have to visit the companies. They have to form their team. They have to work hard for getting their jobs. And our senior students in the final year, they go back to classrooms and they train the students. So the motivation level goes from the student to student. That is what we maintain a model. And the challenges are in many ways. Today the teaching profession itself is a great challenge. Students are getting through WhatsApp any inspiring video, n number of inspiring videos, stories, films, quotes, jokes, everything. If you a teacher read a WhatsApp message and go to classroom and read it, students will laugh. We have yesterday night itself we have read that. That is the situation. If any teacher want to be vibrant, he has to work overnight to go to the next day classroom. Otherwise, students will not get impressed. They get everything in their hand in WhatsApp. We cannot stop them to bring the cell phone also, they are with the cell phone. So apart from that, the teacher has to attract the students with their hard work and with their vibrant and with their knowledge. In the university level, university always wants to maintain academic percentage of marks and ranks. Where the industry side, they don't want only ranks and academic percentage. Any company you take it, TCS, CTS, Wipro, Infosys, they are keeping a parameter of 60% only, they need it for allowing the students for the test. A rank holder, 80% or 90% will sit in the same bench of 60% scored by a student, will write the same test. So industry expects something else. But how to get the support then for higher education from the public and private? That's a great challenge. If we want to get the real support, we have to start from schooling. If you go to school classroom, teachers are not allowing the children to talk. Anybody trying to get a question, they are telling the, shut up your mouth and sit down. That's a communication, they are teaching it. All of a sudden, if they come to engineering colleges, we all are asking them, they have to present, they have to talk, they should have a communication, leadership, everything, how it is possible. That is what our beloved Dr. Abdul Kalam used to go to schools. Whenever he goes to any kind of program, he met the students and asked them, what is your aim of life? What do you want to become? That's a basic question. Today we are starting the same in the engineering colleges. The tragedy is after 4 years of engineering, they do not know where to go, what they want to become. That's a great challenge. After studying electrical engineering, civil engineering, mechanical engineering, they are joining Infosys, Cognizant, Accenture, completely leaving their core engineering knowledge. 4 or 5 years they are aiming only 3 lakhs. After 5-6 years of experience, if any recession comes suddenly, they are the first targeted people for removing from the job. Then after 5-6-7 years, who will take them for job from core engineering? That is a great challenge. Nobody is there to think of this. The difference is IT will pay 3 lakhs immediately, but core engineering will pay only 10,000 rupees. Means 1.2 lakhs per year, but later they will pay higher. Later IT side is a great challenge, whether they will pay higher or they will be removed, only God knows and industry knows. So the great challenge for the higher education is in university and government, engineering colleges, parents and students and teachers, all together they have to work for a 360 level change. I think it is the right time to bring HR tools in industries. We have to implement 360-degree appraisal. In HR industries, they are having industrial relation model. We have to have institute relation model. There should be a lot of counselors should be appointed really from psychological backgrounds. People are making suicide in engineering colleges. You can come to tier 3, 1 or 2 students every year making suicides. So we need psychological counselors. Everything AICT is having as a mandatory model, it is being used only for inspection level. So practically we have to work at ground level, grassroots level, all together we have to put, and we have to work hard to create a vibrant India, vibrant higher education model. With this, I would like to conclude. Thanks for the opportunity given. Thank you very much for the speech. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for bringing out some very real and practical facts about the education system in India and how it is also at times does not take you to the right path, whether in terms of gaining knowledge or teaching expertise or employability. So now it's time for the last speaker of the day. Last but not the least, I would say. So I invite Mr. B.S. Ponmudiraj, Deputy Advisor of NAAC Bangalore. A round of applause for our last speaker of the day, please.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I just thought I'll just stick to the theme on the private-public participation and the role of NAC in it. Initially, I was preparing the process of NAC. Then, based on the organizers and the theme, they requested me to stick to the job, stick to the title, so I'm sticking to the title. Next, I have just 2 slides. This is me. Next. Yeah. As far as NAC process of assessment accreditation is concerned, as most of you are aware, we do not differentiate anything between public and private. As far as higher education institutions are concerned, whether it's university level, the central university, state university, open university, central open university, state open university, women's university, deemed to be university, ISers, NISers, institutes of excellence, institutes of national importance, or the world-class universities. The varieties of universities, de novo universities, all the universities and university-level institutions deemed to be universities, we all put them in one category. Many of you are aware of it, our weightages and scaling pattern and the manual. So we have only one basket as far as university is concerned. The second basket is all autonomous colleges are in one, all affiliated colleges are, constituent colleges are one. Only 3 baskets are there as far as our tools are concerned. And to stick again to the first bullet, to reiterate the previous one, please. Previous one. So previous ones. Yes. The first bullet, NAC process of assessment accreditation does not differentiate anything called private or public. We, regardless of all institutions are treated the same, the tool is same. Now I have some sub-bullets, in just 2 slides I have just put around 6 points, that's it. As far as a letter of intention is concerned, again there is no difference, it remains the same. Letter of intention is the first step. We are talking about Jnana Sangama and digital learning. Everything is online. There is no human intervention at all. Right from the beginning, we are trying to do this. We are full-fledgedly, the letter of intention is online. The second is about institutional eligibility quality assessment, IEQA, is absolutely online and you get the results instantaneously. And next, the last slide. This is about the manuals. And the cycle 1 or cycle 2 or cycle 3 or cycle 4, or you come for reassessment, or you come for appeals, independent mechanism, aggrieved institutions for grievance redressal, or for a revisit of any of the universities. There is no difference. We don't differentiate, including the institutional quality assurance cells, IQACs, and the annual quality assurance reports, AQARs. There's a clear agenda by the UGC. Categorically, they say it has to be placed in the highest committee, the executive body or the Senate or the syndicate or the governing body of the councils as an agenda item, and it is to be ratified, approved and noted, and has to be submitted for continuous last 4 years of the AQAs. Everybody is aware of that. The peers, very important, and the last one is national consultations. Whenever we have a database of peers, as you may be aware, we don't call them expert team, we call them peer team, we don't call them inspection team. A 3-member committee visit the colleges, a senior vice chancellor in a country, 1 university professor and 1 principal of a college. This is a normal team of our NAC team which visits colleges. For universities, it varies science and complexity about art, science, medical and engineering, technology, architecture, occupational therapy, nursing and different faculties as such. We do not differentiate in the team whether he is a central university vice chancellor, or a state university vice chancellor, or a private university, or deemed to be university, or NIT, or ISER, or NISER. We treat the vice chancellors across board, and all the principals across board, government colleges, government grantee-net colleges, and private self-financing colleges. And all the national consultations of NAC for the last 22 plus years, it's across board. That's private, public partnerships, in total. Being a Government of India, MHRD, a UGC autonomous body, as you are aware, we are headquartered at Bangalore as on today. And we don't have any branch offices across country. And so far, you may be aware that around 9,200 plus accreditations we have done. And almost 250 and above universities and 6,200 colleges per se. Accreditations are different from the total number of colleges we have accredited out of 40,700 as on 31st March 2015. as per the UGC www.ugc.ac.in annual report data. The task ahead is huge, but we are trying to complete as far as possible. The IEQA passed institutions are more than 60%. The IEQA failed institutions are around 40%. And again, for institutional eligibility quality assessment for public or private or anything, we do not differentiate. The tool remains the same across. In all the national level consultations, we take into cognizance of all variety of institutions for national level discussions. With this, I'll close. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the patient listening. Last one. Next.
Although it was the last address, but one of the most energetic addresses of the day, and also more informative, and we got a good information about the RUSA and MHRD's criterion to do things. Thank you so much, Mr. Pon Mudiraj. And now I request for a memento giving a ceremony. I ask Abhishek to please get the mementos. So, sir, I request Mr. Pon Mudiraj to from NAC Bangalore to present mementos to our eminent speakers. Dr. M.K. Abdul Khadar, Vice Chancellor of Kannur University, Kerala. Round of applause for these speakers of last session. Mr. A. Sivakamurthy, Director of Mahindra Institute of Technology. Dr. Malayendu Saha, Vice Chancellor of Kalyani University, West Bengal. I request Dr. Saha to present memento to Mr. B.S. Pon Mudiraj, who is a Deputy Advisor in NAC Bangalore and SEC. I request for a group photo. And with this, we wrap up the first day of Jnana Sangama National Convention on Higher Education. I would like to thank all our partners. I would like to thank Karnataka State Higher Education Council, MHRD, RUSA. I would like to thank my tutor, Orion. Thank you so much, speakers. Oracle University, Armstrong, APAR, Student Information System, Atom, Payment Solutions for Easy Business, Meritrek. I would like to thank Securite, University partner, Dayanand Sagar University, supporting partner, the Spirit of Innovation, BSNL, exhibitors BSNL, Canara Bank, Bangalore, Kionix, and Logitech. Thank you, everybody.